Hello and welcome to Technology for Teachers in the spring of 2011. My name is Wesley Fryer, and this short video is designed for students in my two sections which meet at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Wednesdays in the spring 2011 term. I'd like to just briefly give you an overview of the course and point you to our website so that you'll be able to not only take a look at what we'll be doing this entire semester, but take a look at your assignment for our first class. And I want to apologize that I am not able to be present in person at our first class meeting, but due to a scheduled surgery of a member of my family, I am unable to be there, and I want to thank Dr. Wakefield for covering and answering your questions that you may have following this short video. I'm going to be sharing this presentation as a screencast, and all screencasts don't have recorded video in them. Sometimes they're just recordings of the screen, but I wanted you to be able to see me and be able to welcome you in a more personable way before we kind of go to the website and take a look at our course. The website address that has the curriculum for our course this semester is the following. It is wiki.westfryer.com/T4T. And we will be using WebCT this semester, which is the standard UCO learning management system, but we'll be limiting the information that's in WebCT pretty much to quizzes, grades, and confidential information. And I will have links to this website within WebCT, but you can also just go to this website directly, and that's what I'm going to encourage you to do today because I'm still in the process of getting our WebCT courses set up for our sections and getting those tweaked so that they're going to be ready for you. On this website, you're going to see four main links that are here at the top, and these are breadcrumb links that will allow you to navigate the different parts of the site. The first page is our schedule that lists the 15 weeks that we're going to be together, and you can see in our course schedule the series of topics that we're going to be covering and we're going to be addressing. The instructors and professors who teach technology for teachers do vary their content, so if you have a friend or somebody else you know who is taking this class and is not in one of my sections, they're probably going to be discussing and talking about a few different things, but there are going to be similarities throughout all of our course sections. If you click the fourth link here for syllabus, you're going to be shown an electronic version of our syllabus, which you could print, but I would strongly discourage you from doing that. We can be green and avoid using that paper. And I will encourage you to go ahead and read the syllabus in its entirety, and I just want to point out a couple key elements here. First off, if you need to, and hopefully you're going to do this quite a bit in the semester, communicate electronically with me. I prefer that you do that through WebCT once we have our WebCT courses set up. And the reason for that is it makes it very easy for me to respond directly to your question since I know which section that you're in, and I can place your email in the infosphere a lot better than I can. Certainly if you would email me outside of UCO, but it just makes it that much easier and quicker for all of us in terms of communication. In advance of our WebCT courses being set up and configured, you can email me at my UCO email address, which you'll see listed there on the syllabus. As you scroll down, I want to point out that I am not going to require a purchased textbook for this class. There have been different textbooks used in different semesters, and we're going to be using course materials that can all be found online. So there are several of those listed on the website. I am going to be providing you later in the semester with a Intel Pre-Service Teacher CD that Dr. Wakefield has ordered for us, which has information specific to our unit plan assignment that we'll be doing later in the semester. I want to point out that recommended equipment, but not required, would be a USB flash drive that's going to enable you to save your work on the computers, since none of us are going to be using computers in the lab that are our own private machines. They're shared. And I'm also going to recommend a cell phone with text messaging, as well as headphones and a computer microphone when you record your screencast. Now, Don't panic. If you don't have a microphone, we will have those available to be able to use in class when we talk about screencasting, but it is kind of handy if you have access to one, or as I'm doing here today, just using the built-in microphone on my Mac laptop, and a lot of Windows laptops have built-in microphones as well. The reason I mention a cell phone is I will be setting up a text marks, and actually have set up what's called a text marks website for us, and I will go into that in some detail in the second week and show you how to sign up for that. But basically, it is a way for me to send alerts to you, and I promise not to spam you in the course of the semester, but it really is handy when we have something due or something changes. You know, some crisis has occurred and I have to change something for class, those kind of things. It's really handy to be able to do that. Generally, I'll be sending all my communications to you through WebCT, but hopefully you've received at least one email from me by the time you have seen this video, and that's going to not only give you a link to this video, but it also you should receive an email that gives you some instructions about our class blog. I'll go ahead and scroll down through the course description and goals and objectives, and I want to point out that here under requirements and grading, you're going to see the 6 main assignments which we'll be having this semester during our class, and these are listed as A1 for assignment 1 through assignment 6, and you can see the relative weightings for these different projects. The Pechakucha, which you may not have heard of before, we'll be talking about next week in class, and it is a short 20-slide presentation that is 6 minutes and 40 seconds long. You'll be able to, if you want, explore a little ahead, because I've got some links that I've already put into some of the resources. But that's going to be a PowerPoint-style presentation, and we'll be talking about some best practices for presentations. Google Reader is a free news reader or news aggregator, and we're going to be learning how to do customized filtered searches for different topics, and how to create hot lists for our students that will be doing research about different topics, and really how to more effectively manage information streams. Not using email and not going just to separate websites, but pulling information to us. If you haven't had a chance to use Google Reader or an aggregator like that, I think you're really going to enjoy not only thinking about how that applies to you educationally and instructionally as a teacher, but also how that can apply in the classroom as you design and create projects for students that involve internet research, which is one of the most basic ways we continue to use the internet in schools today. The third project we'll be doing is called Scratch, and Scratch is a phenomenal program. In fact, I predict that for many of you, this unit will be your favorite of the entire semester. Last semester, when I was teaching at the University of North Texas, it was the first time I had used this program with students, and it is an iconic programming language. But don't let that scare you. It is an environment in which we can tell stories, we can create animations and simulations, we can even create games, and there are all kinds of things that learners of all ages are doing around the world. There's over 1 million different projects that have been shared on the Scratch website so far. And it's a free piece of software that runs on Windows and Macintosh computers that MIT has created out of their lifelong kindergarten group. We're going to be creating a screencast, and I'm creating a screencast right now for this introductory video. You are going to be creating a much shorter video, which does not have to and probably will not include recorded video like I'm doing here. It'll just be a recording of the screen. But being able to create a screencast, to provide a tutorial, to give explanations to students is a fundamental skill that I strongly believe we all need as 21st century teachers. And again, I think that's going to be a lesson and a unit that you're going to like a lot. The last 2 projects we'll do are projects that everyone in Technology for Teachers at UCO will be completing. And the 5th one is a smartboard lesson. We'll be learning how to find smartboard lesson materials that have been created by other people, how to tweak those, and how to create one that meets your own instructional needs. And lastly, we'll be doing a unit plan, and that unit plan will follow many of the guidelines in the Intel Teach to the Future pre-service CD that you'll be provided with later this semester, and it also will be part of your ePortfolio, the artifact that you create for this class that will go into your UCO official portfolio. So You will notice that 20% of your grade in our class is going to be for weekly blog reflections and for comments. One of the most important things that we're going to practice in our class this semester is how to appropriately and constructively write with hyperlinks and use electronic communication using blogs. And I'll talk in just a minute about the two different platforms that we're going to use for that, depending on which section you're in. And I will be providing some more guidance about this, but basically we will be having 3 quizzes during the course of the semester just to check up on your postings, and that will be a substantial part of your grade that you'll want to make sure that you keep up with. And that'll be the first part of your assignment for today is going to be getting into the blog and writing your first post. The last thing we'll have is a final examination, which will be 10% of your grade, and all of that adds up to 100% of your course grade. So that basically is the detail. You can see the breakdown on grading and evaluation here. I do want you to read the section on privacy and confidentiality, and I'll just summarize it by saying you do not have to use an account in this class, any kind of web account, which identifies you individually as a person. It's totally possible and fine with me for you to be entirely anonymous. Now, I'm going to be creating your accounts, and probably by the time you see this, you'll have an email from me with instructions about how to log into our blog. But you can change, and I'll help you do this if you want, the user ID and the name that you share on that blog, so that if you want to remain totally anonymous, you can. However, I am going to encourage you to think about something called your digital footprint this semester. And your digital footprint is what people find when they use a search engine like Google or Bing to look you up. And if you haven't Googled yourself ever or lately, that's a good thing to do. We're going to talk about how to proactively take control of our digital footprint, because as you apply for jobs and positions in schools, it's more likely than ever that people are going to Google you to find out what they can learn about you online and what is public. And the best way to take proactive control over your digital footprint is to proactively publish content on websites that you want people to find and to see. And we'll be doing some activities about that this semester. So please read that paragraph. Just know that if you do not want to have anything about you with your name on the public internet, even though we're using a public blog that can be seen by others, you do not have to identify yourself with your own name if you don't want to. But I'm going to encourage you to do that and to think about how you can thoughtfully share content and ideas that are going to reflect well upon you professionally. That pretty much summarizes the course syllabus. I want to point out that we have 2 other sections to our website. When you click the link for assignments, you're going to see a Google Calendar, which lists each of our class meetings. And it also indicates that we will be having, and it does on the schedule too, several meetings, I think 3 during the semester, in which you're going to have an online assignment and you will not be required to come to class. At the bottom of this page, you'll see that I've got a link to assignments for week 1, and if you go ahead and click on that link, you'll be able to see what things I would like for you to do this particular week for week 1 to complete. And the last section of our website, which I haven't gone over yet, is the resources section. And this lists the communication tools that we're going to be using, our class blogs. Note that there's 2 different links depending on what section you're in. I'll be creating a LectureCast channel where I will record with audio the lectures for each week, just in case you miss class and you want to catch that, or you want to check in and review something we went over. So the resources under different topics, some of those are already listed and you can check those out. I'll be adding more of those links as we go along. So I want to thank you for your attention. Welcome to Technology for Teachers. It's going to be a fantastic semester. I started my teaching career as an elementary teacher, as a 4th grade teacher, taught down in Lubbock, Texas for 6 years, worked at Texas Tech University, and now have lived in Oklahoma. This is my 5th year, and have enjoyed teaching several different places. In addition to UCO, I've taught at Wayland Baptist University and also most recently at the University of North Texas. So I'll be finishing my PhD in curriculum and instruction this semester at Texas Tech, and I'm very excited about that and future possibilities that teaching holds for me as well as for you. So thanks for your attention, and please don't hesitate to let me know when you have questions. I will see you in class next week. Thanks a lot.